Reading an average business book, about 75,000 words, takes a human around 5 hours. A large language model processes that same text in seconds. Yet most leaders use that speed simply to draft emails or format documents. They survive the daily data volume by delegating tactical tasks, while the high-level strategic thinking remains unaddressed. Keeping an organization running takes up about 80% of a typical day, but it rarely determines where the organization is going. The remaining 20% of your work, identifying the right problems to solve and making consequential decisions, is what dictates whether your organization thrives or stalls out. To apply artificial intelligence to that high-stakes 20%, you need to change how you communicate with it. We are going to build a specialized 4-part prompt that forces an AI tool to interview you, systematically breaking down a major leadership challenge. This framework positions AI as a high-level strategic thought partner, moving beyond the role of a glorified intern. Open a frontier AI model like Claude or ChatGPT and bring a specific, unsolved strategic challenge to the table. In our example, an orchard owner has 5 newly available acres of land. She needs to decide which apple varieties to plant, a choice that will shape her revenue for the next decade. The first step in our framework is C for context. Instead of asking a bare question, detail your specific situation. Our orchard owner explains that she currently grows mostly Honeycrisp apples, selling 80% to regional grocery chains and 20% directly to consumers at a farmer's market. A common mistake here is pasting in massive, unfiltered documents. AI researchers call this context rot. If you add irrelevant information, the model's attention gets divided, and your actual problem gets buried in the noise. Only include details that change how the model should respond. An AI calculates the most probable continuation of the text you provide. Providing high-quality, constraint-driven context collapses the range of generic answers, steering the prediction engine directly toward your specific reality. The second step is role, assigning the AI a specific expert lens. Step 3 is interview. This is a critical and underused command. For the orchard, we tell the AI to act as an agricultural market analyst with expertise in specialty produce. This focuses the vocabulary and the analytical angle the model will use to evaluate the problem. You explicitly instruct the AI, interview me about this problem, asking one question at a time until you have enough information to make a recommendation. This sequence slows the process down. When the AI poses a targeted question based on your context, constructing the answer forces you to notice the gaps and unexamined assumptions in your own reasoning. In our example, the AI asks how the profit margins compare between the grocery contracts and the direct-to-consumer sales. When the owner runs the numbers, she realizes her direct sales generate 3 times the margin per pound. The interview reframes her entire problem, from which seeds to buy to how to shift the customer mix. Left to their own devices, AI models fall into a trap called Sycophancy. Trained on human feedback, they are optimized to be agreeable. If you ask a model to improve an idea you already have, it will simply mirror your confirmation bias back to you. You prevent this by assigning the AI the role of a challenger. You explicitly command it to stress test your plans, generate counterarguments, and point out logical flaws you might be missing. Triggering the interview shifts the dynamic toward genuine collaborative reasoning. The final step is T for task. You must specify the exact format of the output you want. Instruct the AI to produce a risk assessment, a list of strategic alternatives, or a structured debate. A basic prompt asks a single question and receives a generalized, shallow answer. The CRIT prompt produces highly actionable options based on your strict parameters. As you read the output, keep in mind that the AI is generating text based on statistical probability, not truth. When it lacks data, it can confidently hallucinate facts without flagging its own uncertainty. The AI tool expands the range of material your judgment can work with, but it never makes the final decision. That responsibility stays with you. By tightly defining the task, you extract analytical value from the prediction machine while ensuring human executive judgment remains the ultimate filter. The result of this process is a tailored strategic brainstorming session. You have forced the tool to navigate your actual constraints, producing options you can immediately test in the real world. Context to set the scene. Role to focus the expertise. Interview to draw out your thinking. Task to specify the format. Save this structure. The next time you face a complex organizational roadblock, Replace the question, "How do I do this?" with, "How might an AI tool help me think through this?" Master the CRIT framework to use AI for pressure testing assumptions and clarifying strategy. It is a way to actively multiply your own leadership intelligence.